WhatsApp sent by Tinubu's group. No, read it out. I want you to read that so everybody can.
Power Glad Lab.
No.
Okay.
Just read out what it says.
Yoruba, shine your eyes on. If you vote for Peter Obi, he's automatically voting for seaport in south and southeast. Then Igbos will stop coming to Lagos State to invest, rather they will go to Delta and River State. They may even stop building houses in Lagos. It will affect a lot of Yorubas. Yoruba, they know.
This is your conduct. He don't see the value of let's have something better. He reads all the confusion. And that's it. And he will support it. I'm not sorry, I'm not using it.
No, that's okay.
He will support me.
It's okay.
Once he comes here and give him one, he said, Jagaban is the best candidate. Even when he does well.
NNPP, the Labour Party, and the PDP.
Okay.
Now, and these are the major political parties that were running neck and neck against your candidate and your party in this election. And now, if they have rejected it, I'm not sure how many times in our political history since the Fourth Republic that we're having this kind of disagreement and sharp division. And some international observers and some local observers have said this election has been flawed by irregularities. Does that somehow taint the victory of your candidate?
Not at all. Not at all. First is that, like I said, if, for example, the candidate of NNPP, anybody you are referring to my friend
Robbie
Kwakwaso, he won overwhelmingly in Kano. If he believes he rigged the votes in Kano, it's up to him. I don't have evidence to back it or to dispute it. But I know he won heavily in Kano. And where he thought he would have won, so that is up to him. As for your statement about the first time, you are supposed to be, you are seasoned.
I just said,
even though your politics today is not as old as 2019, but you have access to history. There is no election that has ever been conducted. In fact, the current video clip that is trending is Obasanjo's engagement by, I think, a Kenyan journalist or a BBC journalist who said, Mr. President, you said that this election was a do or die for Nigeria. He said, no, he didn't say for Nigeria. He said it was a do or die for his party. And he rolled out the number of governors, as if once you have governors, you could make it. And he said there is no election that has never been disputed. Those were President Obasanjo's words after he left office. So the correct position to take is that since 1999, there is no election that has not been disputed. None. Perhaps the only exception is President Jonathan in 2015, who considered defeat even before INF finished the coalition. That goes to his credit. He's also the only president, or the president who immediately after Obasanjo do or die, spilled the blood for him, for his party. And Jonathan said, my victory is not worth the blood of any Nigerian. And consistent with that conviction, he considered defeat. Every other election, including the one of 2019, Atiku went to court.
The debate is not about
so
what
normal.
I said.
So it has become a new normal that Nigeria elections must be settled by Supreme Court.
If you get
the second
my question,
one, no.
Okay,
you can't ask question and not wait for the answer.
No, go ahead.
You talk about international observers. You know, Nigeria, sometimes we behave as if we are still a colony. Who were those international observers who told us that elections in Kenya were free and fair? And then the Supreme Court in Kenya, after evaluating the evidence before them, nullified the Kenya presidential election. How many units do they visit? So international observer or any observer does not add or subtract. They basically come here with that inferiority complex and a superiority complex and begin to pontificate because they are not in a position to witness what is going on across the 36 states. They probably at best stay in the state capital.
What about the local observers?
When people say civil society, I ran the largest civil society in Nigeria for 8 years, the Nigeria Labour Congress. So we have one man a one-man civil society. To be civil doesn't mean to be honest, right? And if you know what goes on in the field, you would say, people approach me, any transport, so observer group. I say, whoever said you to observe should pay your bills. And don't ask me for money. This is something that they say all over. People go and compete to register, and then they tell you, we will give you some number to join us so that they'll be part of our observation and this. The important point here is to know that I thought, with all due respect, there's only one point that I think my brother Dele Momodu, when you ask him, what is the specific issue? I think he spoke to the fact that the unit results were not electronically transmitted. You then ask him about the position of that in law. I think something like that. Now, if people speak to such specific, it will be up to INEC to speak to those. Because I have nothing to gain other than keeping me awake much longer than I need to if it was possible to have a history transmission that is not hacked into. What I suspect, and I can tell you, you are a reporter, you are an investigative journalist of repute. We have several people who were hawking all sorts of materials as to how they can hack and change the voting unit because INEC is going to transmit online. It became a big industry. And of course, I also read other things, but not signed by anybody I know, that says that INEC said their server was attacked 162 times. But since the INEC chairman hasn't said that, it is not in my mouth to have to say it.
So let me ask you, in your own view, is this election free and fair and credible?
Absolutely. I mean, look at the facts. Look at the facts. You know, I'm sure Professor Mahmoud must be feeling huge pain in his heart, that hard as he has tried. So, for the very first time, Tinubu was defeated in Lagos. If he has the opportunity to manipulate, or he has arrangement with anybody to manipulate in his favor, no candidate wants to be reported as losing his base. As things stand, of all the 4 candidates, it's only Tinubu who is reported by annual figures that lost his state. Kwakwaso won his state. Atiku won his state. Obi, of course, he considered only 4,000 for all the other parties. He took the rest for himself. All of those are okay. It's only our candidate that lost his state. You think that if Asiwaju has the means, or Anne wanted to do anybody a favor, he will allow a situation where APC candidate will lose his unit. Our DG, the DG of our campaign, Mr. Lalong, he lost his senatorial seat. You think, as DG of the campaign, if he knows what can be done to manipulate the process, he will not do so at least to save himself? The chairman of APC Progressive Forum in Kebbi lost his senatorial bid. He's a city governor. So I don't know. I thought for me, if you look at it, I'm talking about national unity. Nigerians have spoken. This mandate of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is truly a national mandate because it has huge national spread. It has votes in the south, as he had in the north, he had in the southwest, he had in the south-south, and maybe some numbers in the southeast. There is no geopolitical zone where he didn't gather some votes. Right. And there were a couple of surprises. For example, you mean that Nasarawa here, our national chairman, will lose his senatorial zone to SDP. He did. Nasarawa here. He lost his unit. You thought he plotted to lose his unit? So I don't know what evidence they have. I'm as curious as most Nigerians to say, what is this thing? If you say the mere fact that results were not transmitted electronically, my answer will be, that's why I need to explain, because they haven't quite made a formal statement on that, and it's not for me to speculate.
All right.
But it is not for nothing, Shehu, that every party is entitled to an agent. And the agent is entitled to a copy of the result sheet in his unit, which you ought to snap into the beavers and then transmit. So it's not difficult. We already have, for example, in Edo, we collated every agent before you get paid. You bring the result sheet of your unit, because that's the